We did it, let me know. I'm about to break this. No, let's go.
That's the Christian hip hop South balance.
So we are here at Legacy Conference with Mr. Put the R back in my name, R Swift.
I'm not putting the R back in the name.
Why you ain't putting R back in the name, man?
For business purposes, I had to keep it R Swift one last time.
Fulfilling contractual agreements with Mr. Sean Combs?
It's branding things. I have to rebrand.
Word. We're here with Don't Call Me R Swift.
But see me as R Swift.
But search me on iTunes as R Swift.
As R Swift. Just don't call no.
How you doing, boss?
I'm good.
Good, man.
Up, man.
Good to see you here at Legacy Conference.
Good to be here. They let a beast in the building.
Without even security.
Look, you can't shut me out forever. I'm coming in. Yeah,
Word.
man.
So you are fresh off the heels of the release of the Apply Pressure album. Bang. Inmate number 7089. So talk to us about the album conceptually, man. You
Make sure we pick that up.
So
yeah, the album.
Yes.
Apply Pressure.
Apply Pressure. So let's talk about this album from a few different perspectives, because you did some great stuff on the album, both sonically as well as conceptually. Musically, even while you're still starting to see some rise of some musicality starting to happen, some more grittiness starting to come back into hip hop. It's still primarily happy bounce time. But this album is decidedly not that.
Can't be.
For those who may not be familiar with you, talk to us about that. Your sound and why you went that direction with the sound of this.
Yeah, I mean, my sound is I'm a hip hop dude. I come from the backpack battle rap era in Philly, and that's my heart, lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be musical as much as possible. I do love, all types of music, and I love musical tracks and all that. But like, I'm hard beats and lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And, for a while you try to, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that to appease the people. But, honestly, like, I think this album was more like getting back to what I love and I think this was one of the first albums, arguably Soapbox too, but Soapbox and Apply Pressure are the two albums where I was like, forget what's popular, forget who wants to hear what. I'm gonna do an album as a fan. Like, what do I want to hear in hip hop? And so, like, I did an album totally based on me, my likes, and what I want to hear, not, what will get played on radio or, what's commercial, and, you know what I mean? Like, I just went hard, man, and I enjoyed the process.
And it's dope because you don't hear that a lot. You don't hear people say, I enjoyed making this album. You hear, it was a grind, we put some good stuff together, but you don't hear a lot of, I liked making this. So that's dope to hear. Now, there's some, I don't know if I want to use the word sensational, but there's some definitely attention-grabbing things and themes that you use on the album, even starting with the album cover. You co-opted the Martin Luther King prison shot as your album cover called Apply Pressure. Can you bring that all kind of just in together?
Yeah, I mean, like, the main thing behind the album cover is Martin Luther King was, and it still is, like, just a glorified person. Like, people, like, they esteem this dude so high. He's one of our heroes, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, during that mugshot, you saw the vulnerability in Martin Luther King. It was like, on one hand, he was willing to accept, everybody's props and, you know what I mean? But on the other end, he was willing to accept the consequences for standing for something. So he was willing to be arrested, you know what I mean? And he knew what he was facing when he would take those stands. He knew that he was facing just that racial tension. He could get arrested and he could get killed. You know what I mean? And so he faced all three willingly. You know what I mean? And so like, I know that in hip hop, certain things aren't cool to talk about, certain things aren't common to talk about, and if you take a stand for some things, you can catch heat, whether it be from non-believers, whether it be from the church folk, whether it be from Christian hip hop, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what's he trying to be? And you can catch it from all sides. So I think that album cover to me was representing being willing to take a stand and take what comes with that.
Now, what are some of those things that you talk about on the album that you have to take a decided, firm stance on, or just talk about that's more taboo?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we have the abortion issue, which is one of the topics that I really, tackle on the album, I think in a unique way. And, so that was one issue. Of course, anytime you talk about, anything political, you face a lot of opposition with that. And just like the fact that there's a big, I guess, tidal wave of cats that are like not being as super theocentric and, in the music. But that was never really my lane anyway, you know what I mean? But in a time like this, that kind of music is, catching a lot of backlash as well. You know what I mean? So just I think, content-wise, overall, like some people will love it, some people's not gonna love it, and I can accept that. You know what I mean? So.
And when you talk about the Christocentric focus, you come out of the cross movement. I mean, that's the crew you were with. That was what you were doing. I mean, it was cross movement. I mean, how was, for you personally, like, what was the transition for, at least if nothing else, for being comfortable with making the transition from the kind of stuff that you did with cross movement to the music that you're making now? Like, what was that like to get to the point where you could say, not only am I doing it, I'm comfortable with that?
I don't think the jump was fun. I don't really think there's a major difference between what I'm doing now and what I was doing with cross movement. I put out a soapbox on the cross movement. You know what I mean? So I think if anything, this album is more like an extension of soapbox. And so I don't see a major difference. You know what I mean?
And in that, as you mentioned, that what you see is not very different from what you did with cross movement. One thing that you were known for with them, at least for me, that's how I like, who is that? Cypher tracks come out, and then here's this dude coming out with like bars on bars, and then you got the cypher track on your album with with Fro and the rest of the crew. Are you personally, not necessarily as an artist, but as a fan, are you excited to see that lyricism is starting to come back into the forefront more than just the poppiness? Or do you think that that's still lost and we still got to fight to see that come back?
Heck yes. Lyrics are making me turn, baby. I love it, man. I love it. Like, I remember, a couple of years ago, people try to downplay lyricists, like, oh, lyricism is overrated, and who cares about lyrics? I do. But yeah, like, I love seeing it. I love seeing cats like put some effort into your bars, man. Like, even cats that's not like, you can, if you look close, like, even people who aren't known to be lyricists are like, you hear them starting to put more effort into those bars, and I'm like, yeah, step it up a little bit. So I'm like, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I still think that it's not completely, back on top, but I'm loving the fact that, to me, hip-hop is becoming more entertaining to listen to because people are putting a little bit more effort and thought into their lyrics. So I love it, man.
Do you think we're getting more comfortable with the idea of the fact that, hey, it's music and it can be entertaining, and now with this heavy emphasis on it's got to be ministry, and if you enjoy it, well, then that's just a benefit.
Yeah.
Do you think we're getting more comfortable with that?
I'm starting to see a little bit more of a balance, between people who have a burden to communicate the Lord's truth in the music, and of course we all do. I feel like I can confidently say that. But like I'm starting to see a lot more people, put effort into the craft too. And so like I really enjoy seeing that stuff balance out. You know what I mean? Now, and I think that's what's happening.
Now, speaking of putting the effort in the craft, I mean, shortly after the release of your album, I mean, it was just a major SoundScan day. Every big name, be it Christian, non-Christian, whatever, they were dropping an album all right around the same time. And if you open up the iTunes charts, you see this person top, that one, this one, that one, this one. But even to your surprise, that you knew absolutely nothing about, you found out on Twitter. When you went over to the notable indie artists, you were right there front and center. Honestly, like just an honest, just swift reflection. How did that make you feel about what you do and the aim that you decided to take artistically with that?
Yeah, it made me feel good. You know what I mean? Because based on my history, you know what I mean. I'm not a celebrated artist. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't get that excited about my stuff, you know what I mean? Like I think, the word of mouth hits people, but I've never been featured on much of anything, you know what I mean? I sort of been, flew under the radar, you know what I mean? So to get any kind of recognition like that, especially amongst other indie artists, man, like it was real dope. It made me feel good.
So what's next for the album? We got any new videos coming?
Yeah, we got videos coming. Yeah, it's crazy because we shot a video. We're just like going through the last minute editing things, but we got a video for the album. We're gonna be doing a lot more. Invading Somebody's tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Watch out for that Minorville dropping, September 10th. That ain't even my album. It's Derek Minor's album. But if he's touring, I'm a Bogart it. If anybody's touring, I'm a Bogart it. I'm on the next Humble Beast tour. They don't know, but I'll be there. I'll be on everybody's tour. I don't care. I'm catching trains, buses, cars, whatever. I'm grinding, man. I'm grinding. So you're going to see me at a lot of places. I'm at Legacy. I mean, yeah. So I'm out here, man. Like, yeah, but definitely more visuals and just getting out there with the people and mixing it up, man. And yeah, see what the Lord does with it, man.
Dope. Now, you trying to make some unseen? Where the heck did that come from? What's the word I'm looking for? We can edit. Sorry again, Phil. No, you're looking forward to some, unseen, just unexpected appearances. Speaking of unseen, unexpected appearances, what are you holding? I know you got your CD there. What is that? And like, what is guayaki?
Guayaki, yerba mate. Shout out to my man Ruslan from the Breaks. He turned me on to this, but this is the actual tea bag version. He introduced me to yerba mate in a bottle, but this is the tea bag version. It's organic tea that keeps you up. No energy drinks, just herbal tea, and this is how we're doing it. Shout out to Guayaki, yerba mate. Cut me a check for that. Thank you. Love you guys. I am now being sponsored by them in my mind. So eventually, they're going to sponsor me for real. But yeah, shout out to these guys. Great stuff. Shout out to Apply Pressure. Everywhere. Online and even in stores. So please go get it. Yeah. Product placement is very important.
Product placement is very important, man. Well,
nobody's going to push it like I'm going to push it.
And lastly, where can they check you?
Yo, holla at me. Twitter, at Swift. Do you still have to say the at in front of the Twitter name? Anyway, Swift215. Facebook, Swift215. Instagram, Swift215. I have a great Instagram. You should follow me there.
Dope. Swift215, but now on the 404.
Well, actually, my cell phone number starts with a 678.
So you
that's
confusing
sophisticated Atlanta area. Shout out to the ATL. You know what I mean? I'm loving living there. It's great. It's a great place, great people. Yeah.
Dope. Man, thanks for coming through, dude.
Shout out to Rapzilla. everybody, I love you guys. You know what I mean? Shout out to my team, Rhyme Council. You know what I mean? Fro Wonders, Big Phil, my homeboy Rel, Sarah Rodriguez. We got a lot coming y'all way. Shout out to the team, all these people. I love you guys. Renovation, the Graham family, Stacy, Shayla, Jasmine, Summer. Oh yeah, can I say one thing? My daughter, I just found out my daughter started walking today.
Oh!
My youngest daughter just started walking today, man. That's amazing.
Dope.
That's amazing.
Dope. Thanks for the time, boss.
Thanks for having me, man. Love y'all.
Rapzilla.com